Oh, I didn't do a sound check. Let me see if I got a sound check. Stand by. To me, there's definitely some friction there, and I have to get this off my chest. I have to say this because you as the audience deserve this. I don't know. I got to wait and see what's going on because there's all kinds of just craziness going on here in Otter Creek. Well, it's Otter Creek. But the sound was on. Good stuff. How's it going? Hope everybody's well. What is going on in Otter Creek? Well, all kinds of things going on in Otter Creek. For example, Tubetown 2.0. He asked, well, what's been going on with Tubetown 2.0? I've been kind of letting you guys, as you all know, that there's a lot of permitting and things that go on that has to be done here to, to be on a commercial business on a piece of commercial property. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes and everything and let you know what is now going on with this piece of property. Are you ready? Do you want to know? Okay. Well, first I'll tell you, I don't even know what kind of video I'll make today because I actually sold that mower yesterday and I got distracted this morning and I left all my tools at the house. So I have 0 tools. Although our viewer Chris, he's in town. He's gonna stop by. We'll see him in a little bit. But yeah, I have no tools to do any work. But what you want to ask about Tubetown? Well, there's definitely some things going on in Otter Creek that will probably come out here eventually, and you'll hear about it and see. But you know, as you all remember in the meetings, like there's certain guidelines and stuff that I needed to try and fit and make sure that worked, right? Because the fact that I wanted to do it all legal and correct and the right way. So I went ahead and I applied for the electric permit. We had an inspector come out. He inspected it. Basically, so here, let me go ahead and fill you in with this. And I'm going to tell you where I'm going with this because plans have changed. Plans have definitely changed. And wow, this is going to be the longest clip I've ever made in my entire life. So let me go over here. Pick your feet up and over. So basically what I did is I sent this stuff off. This right here. Hold on. Oh, get this out the way. Okay, so here's the old power box. Whoa, I'm way in close. Here's the old power box. I sent the pictures off to the inspector, showed him everything. He told me that he would approve this if I went ahead and put new breakers in, and I got a new GFI right there, right? That's he said he would whoops. Well, he said he would approve that. Well, I didn't want to do that, so I went ahead and I went and got one. We got us this one, basically to match it. I went and checked with the clerk. He said absolutely he would approve it. He'd say that'd be fine because we're basically just replacing this old one with a new one. And we sent the pictures to the inspector. The inspector signed off on it. He said it's approved. I do got to run the ground wire and the grounding rod down. All right, so we got that in motion. Well, there started to be some friction or something, some stuff behind the scenes. Now, I do want to say this. I want to say shout out to Jason, man, the former town clerk of Otter Creek. Like, man, that dude, he was rock and roll. He did everything he could to make sure that I was doing everything the way I needed to do it. So, rewinding back to the situation with the drawings, the misunderstanding I had at the courthouse, right? Or not courthouse, but the town hall meeting with the drawings. I thought I brought the drawings. I thought that's what Zim was talking about. So after the meeting, I waited around. I told you guys this before. I apologize. I said my misunderstanding. So I had to look into the next process of trying to make this a commercial business. To me, there's definitely some friction there, and I have to get this off my chest. I have to say this because you as the audience deserve this. I wanted to try to be the bigger person and say, I apologize. But so then I started taking the steps forward to go ahead and continue to make this a commercial property and do the things that are needed, right? Again, I'm trying to do it legit. I'm not looking for favors or anything like that. So I go to the county, DOT, the road department, whoever. I go to basically the same individual that they had to deal with up there, right? Try to get some information because I needed some more information to know what exactly I needed to do. Wow, this is going to be a really long clip. But so come to find out that all these commercial properties need a commercial driveway and permits and this and that, right? The city does trump the county. However, the state does trump the city. So whatever the state guidelines are would be what I would probably have to go with. Which some things don't really make sense to us, but what type of government does. So as I sit there, I talk with Casey, man, great individual, man. He's been working there for Levy County since '96, I think. But so he takes it back in the office, and we sit down, because I explained to him what I'm trying to do. We got approved for an open air market, right? You know what I mean? That was what we were approved for, an open air market, to where, you know, we were going to be doing vending, like Thursday through Sunday, doing vending out here, right? And we were just looking to get that power pole, or that, you know, that outlet established. And so he understood that, but, you know, but via state regulations, there are some things that he has to go by now, because that's what it is. Basically, I said, okay, so we start doing some measurements. I said, what's it going to take to put a commercial driveway in? You know, hey, one foot in front of the other, baby, just like we started this video. And so, so we sit down. He tells me the different things. We bring up the codes. You know what I mean? Like, it don't scare me to work hard to get things done, as you all know. But then we run into a situation. Now here's the situation. Look, pause, commercial break or whatever. Actually, I should probably stop this clip and start it over. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop this clip. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put my truck in the shade, and then, man, look how good this looks. And then we'll start it over again. But I want to go there and start messing with that today. That's what we'll probably do. I'll probably have me and Chris help do that. I don't have no posthole diggers or anything, but I'll get back to you here in just a second. So stand by. So where was I? I got the truck moved. Truck's moved over there. Are you ready to find out what exactly some of the different things are that we have to go by? As I said, the city. What's up, my man? Good, good. The city trumps the county, but then the state trumps the city. So we have to go by state guidelines, right? And so therefore, state guidelines are this. Now, I haven't. This is why I kind of been a little bit, I should say, quiet about it, because I was not quiet, but I needed to know all the specifics. I need to know exactly what I needed to do to make sure that I did everything the right way. I want to do everything the right way. And so coming out here, we're going to wait a minute till the smell goes away. Coming out here to the road, here is the first stipulation with a commercial driveway with the state guidelines. Again, this is nothing to do with the county. This has to do with the state. And so out here is the state highway. State Highway 24. All right, so here's the highway. So for commercial property with the new state guidelines, you have to be 120 feet, right, from right here, 120 feet that way before you can start your driveway, commercial driveway, off of the state highway. All right. Now, I'm explaining this. There was a lot of information I got, so some of it I might be a little off, but I got the gist of it, right? So for this commercial property, 120 feet off the highway right there, all the way back down to here. No problem, pretty cool, because the fact that, well, we happen to have a measuring stick, tape, whatever. I measured out prior to going to the county or state or road department, whatever, DOT. But I basically, I was like, okay, well, this should be all right. Well, not knowing here, let me turn this way so you look at the cool tube town. Okay, well, it's 120 feet is somewhere around, I'd say, Atlanta is somewhere over in here, something, right? So that's 120 feet. Now for your commercial driveway, the new state guidelines are, it has to be 50 feet, like a 50 feet radius. Does that make sense? It has to have a 50-foot radius, which, does it really make sense for here? Not at all. But this is, again, what the state says. And so therefore, I need to basically have enough room down here to ultimately have the commercial driveway come in up here. Now, obviously, you know, we got big giant trucks that go back there. Big giant trucks that come right down this road and go down there. And then way down there, you got the other big giant trucks. And again, this is one thing about it, you know, Mr. Casey, he did everything the way he was supposed to do and explained to me very well. It was nice to have somebody actually explain to me what needed to be done. So now that brings us up to here. We need 50 feet from this corner culvert back over this way, right? To be able to have the state guidelines being 120 foot from the highway and have a wide enough radius for big giant trucks. Anyhow, that's just, I guess, official. So ultimately, guess how many feet we had? Because I was going to go through it. I was going to go ahead and do the permitting, grab all the, do everything the right way. That way I could, do this, right? But plans change. Plans always change, right? I always do things for 2-3 different times. Well, we had like 43 feet to work with. All right, so that's where we're at. We didn't have enough room on this commercial property to put the new commercial driveway in via state guidelines. Now, I could possibly go to the state and do a variance and spend quite a bit of money, get another survey done, and ask for a variance. Hey, can I have a commercial driveway on the property with only 47 foot of a radius, or 43 foot of radius, whatever. It was very close. I mean, because Casey, we was in there on the computers and he was measuring it out, and the property's just that short. So what does that bring us to? Ultimately, that brings us back to, this is private property, right? And I can do kind of whatever I want to do on private property and not have to follow commercial laws or state regulations or whatever. Why? Well, because isn't it null and void if you can't put a commercial driveway on a commercial piece of property? Well, then if it's zoned commercial / residential, well, that puts it back at residential. Private property. The cool thing about private property is I was actually going to go back to the city, because going back over here, I have installed this. Well, in private property in the state of Florida, you can like hook up an RV for 2 weeks at a time, I believe, right? You can't necessarily live in an RV across the street. Or I'm sorry, you can't necessarily live in an RV, full time. Not saying nothing about it. I mean, all around Tri-County area. It's just, I think that's the silliest rule ever, right? Well, being this is private property, and I had the lease to do as I wish here, I was going to go ask the city for something. Now, I don't know who I'm going to ask. I'm going to go to the board. I believe there's, I think there's still, I don't know. I got to wait and see what's going on, because there's all kinds of this craziness going on here in Otter Creek. Well, it's Otter Creek. But I was going to go to them because I've already been approved for the power. The power has been approved, right? So we're good there. Now, being as a commercial business, state guidelines, I can't do a commercial property here. That just won't happen. I can't do it because I can't put a commercial driveway. And because of individuals wanting to make sure that we do everything the right way, like myself, I can't do that. So now this becoming private property, how was I going to find out from the city? Well, would they allow me to go ahead, being power is already approved, right? Well, go ahead and give me a permit to go ahead and turn it on, before I can bring my RV in there 2 weeks at a time and have something to plug into, right? It's private property, right? I mean, I think I can do that. I think I can go to the city and ask, hey, because of the fact of right now, this property is not commercial. It's not. It can't be commercial. It will never be commercial anymore. So which brings it back to private property. Well, if it's private property here in the city, I asked the city, hey, am I allowed to turn my power on now that on my private property so I can park my RV here and camp out for a weekend, go hang out at Cedar Key, go boating around, maybe have, friends over, have a campfire out here, maybe have a yard sale on my private property. I don't know. But leave me a comment down below. What do you guys think? So that's kind of where we're at right now. The commercial property thing is null and void now that we know that we can't put a commercial driveway on here, because that I have everything legit, correct, which is good. I keep moving around so it's not the same shot. This is gonna be interesting editing this one long clip. Trying to put some blah blah blah. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. We're back to this being private property, and guess what that means? If you come up here and you're a fan, I can't invite you on the Tubetown 2.0. I can invite you on my property. We can play some games. We can pretend it's an amusement park, actually, because it's my private property. So that's kind of where we're at, folks. That's kind of the whole gist of what's going on. This video might even be at 20 minutes, and I just been sitting there talking, which that's not hard to sit there and do those lives. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. What I am going to do today, I'm going to film a little bit. I'm going to go work on this. Chris said he'll be back in about an hour or so, and I'm just going to go over here and have him help me start to get this stuff out over here. We'll start to get this area picked up, cleaned up, and then that way, when I get my tools back, I'll bring them back and get that all cleaned up, get it picked up, and then this private property is going to look so nice. And I don't see why, the city would oppose me having power turned on that's already been approved for an RV that I bring in here, right? It's private property. So anyhow, that is the story from Otter Creek. Oh, don't worry, there's a lot more, but I mean, that's my story. That's my story, people. And well, I guess it's time to start getting to work. Get to work, you say? How are you supposed to get to work when you forgot your tools? Yeah, I did. I did forget tools. It looks like it's raining down there. It's coming this way, so we're gonna get out of here. But check it out. Chris finally made it up, everybody. There's Chris. So Chris is gonna help me tomorrow. Chris, you gonna come back tomorrow? Come on over, because the rain's coming. Look, can y'all see the rain way down there? Oh goodness, I'm not sure if you see it. But anyhow, he's gonna come back. You know, give me a hand. Hopefully Ron will be home. I'll talk to him. We're gonna go ahead and get all the rest of this picked up, cleaned up. It shouldn't be too long. We're gonna go ahead and get the rest of these panels put up and kind of get them on the angle over there. I will go ahead and be bringing in my generator, because as of right now, the way it sits, because of the situation at hand in Otter Creek, there is no longer a town clerk in Otter Creek. So what that basically means is they're going to have to set up the process of hiring, going in and hiring somebody, advertisement, whatever that process is they have to do. I don't exactly know. I do remember that one phrase, no clerk, no show. But right now, that's kind of where it's at, I believe. And so therefore, you know, I'm going to be stalled off on getting the power actually activated. But at the same time, at least I've had everything approved and ready to go. Once the new town clerk gets here and there's, you know, more progress here in the creek, then we can basically move forward with that. So that's kind of where we're at. I got just a few more things to do, but we're gonna get out of here. So get ready for tomorrow's video. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be looking forward to getting this cleaned up, because I swear it's gonna be so nice. And well, we'll finish the flagpole. We'll get that cut. I'll get the flag up. We're just gonna have some fun. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Nobody be discouraged. Nobody be like, you know, worried about it. I'm so some of you little jamalamas are gonna be like, ah, ha, ha, ha. But you know what? I win even better now, because once again, like I said earlier, I don't have to follow the commercial guidelines. This is personal private property. I can do what I want on this personal private property. My dream will continue to grow. Oh look, the armadillo's been here. My dream will continue to grow regardless of what other people may think or try to do. But right now, 311 North Otter Creek Ave is my personal property that Tubetown 2.0 is that. And come on by, people. I'll be having a yard sale real soon. Tubetown. Hey, I forgot something. Sorry about that if I scared you. Don't forget about the Whatnot auction coming up Saturday. Julie's already got like 25 items loaded, a bunch of random different things, cool, fun things. But I want to let everybody know, so I try to get the word out there as much as I can. I'm going to be auctioning off these Pokemon cards, right? There's a bunch of Pokemon cards. I'm only going to do it probably like, I don't know, I might just do a couple things. But there are a lot of older ones in here, which I'll show you. And there's that one they call the Dark Charizard. Here, look right here. So it's this little Pokemon thing. Oh, Pokemon. But it's this guy right here, the Dark Charizard. And as to what else is in there and all this stuff, I have no idea, folks, what any of it is. But I am going to be auctioning that off. So don't forget to go check out the Whatnot. I'll put together these lots so I can get them up there soon, so you'll know. But you'll see here, check this out. There's like, I think there's some newer ones in here as well. But there's all these other cards right here. Can you see that? You see all those Pokemon cards? There's a bunch of them. So anyhow, be sure to check out the Whatnot auction. Get on there, bookmark the show. There's descriptions in the comments right now. If you ain't following, go follow it there. And let's keep the fun employment alive, because this is all kinds of craziness in the creek. Jeez.